Hello everyone, I am Chessbook44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 3. Well, good news! We managed to finish up and solve all the problems on Harmony Isle. On Greenwood Isle. Harmony Isle is where we can now go to next. And apparently there's more problems there that we have to deal with. Yeah, this guy tells us what we can do. I don't know what you said, but you have permission to use the boat now. I don't recommend taking it anywhere besides the east dock of Harmony Isle, though. With these seas and with the rocks around Harmony, I don't think you could safely get anywhere else. So, that's all done, and that is just great. So, with that, let's head on to Harmony Isle. You set foot onto Harmony Isle, the second island in the Ashen Isles chain. Unlike Greenwood, Harmony Isle is neither lovely nor pleasant. It is a swampy mess, stretches of gooey, impassable ground alternating with twisted trees. Harmony Isle is far less developed than Greenwood Isle. Its main industry is herbs and mushrooms gathered in the swamps. Most are for food, but some have alchemical uses. This small settlement is where supplies are shipped to and from Greenwood Isle. Normally there should be plenty of merchants and sailors here, loading and unloading goods and making deals. Instead, this settlement has been mostly abandoned. You only see soldiers, filthy, cold, and looking out for rogues. It appears that Harmony Isle is also having serious problems. This is a serious disappointment. When the soldiers see that a Shaper has arrived, they are very surprised. However, they don't look as relieved as you would have hoped. One of them runs to the south. Soon he returns with his commander. The soldier approaches and bows to you. He is filthy, tired, and very worried. Strangely, it looks like some of his worry is about your arrival.
Welcome to Harmony Isle. I am Captain Bruni. I have heard of the problems you have had on Greenwood Isle, and I wish I could say that things have gone better here.
You have been attacked by rogues too?
Yes, quite a few of them. Four-legged dog creatures, what your kind calls roamers, and tentacled floating monsters.
Vlishi must mean.
And others. They came out of the swamps to the north and drove most of us out of there. All the people fled. Or at least the people who managed to escape. We're trying to hold this dock. We don't want the rogues to have it. But I'm afraid that is not the only problem we have had. There is something you likely haven't heard about. I have orders to let any Shaper who arrives on this island know about it.
Are you attacked often?
Usually once a day, but the things aren't organized. They just wander in and try to bite someone. The monsters aren't a big problem for us here. We have worse troubles.
What is the other problem you're having? Bruni shakes his head. He seems nervous about telling you. You have to prompt him a bit.
Well, we are having troubles with rebels. There's a small rebellion going on here. A very small one. Not worth a lot of Shapers coming here and crushing us. But, well, Shaper Duania wanted me to tell any of your kind who showed up about it right away.
Who is Shaper Duania?
He is the Shaper on this island. He's in charge. He's in Sanru, to the south.
Who is rebelling?
Some of the gatherers, the people who wander the swamps foraging, they had a disagreement with Duania and their leader Lankin. I think Duania wanted to be the one to tell you about that. He wants you to go to Sanru. He's easy to reach.
Bruni stops talking. He starts to listen intently. What is it? Bruni points to the west.
There's something coming. That way. Wait here.
He draws his sword. I don't think I'm gonna wait here. I'm gonna help out. Roamers! The creations are coming to attack! Fine. Let them come to us. We'll do what we can. There, just like that. They come closer, and now we can shoot them. Burn them down! Nice shot. Nice stab. These are strong creations. Ah, don't worry, you'll be fine. There, those roamers are down. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. You alright? Bruni looks surprisingly calm. Only the slightest tremble of his hand betrays how upset he is by the constant attacks on this small settlement.
Well, as you can see, Shaper, we have a bit of a mess here. But I've given my message. You should travel to Sanru and see Duania. He wants to meet another Shaper. He doesn't find us regular people too useful. Let me know if you need anything before you leave. How do I get to Sanru? It's not difficult, Shaper. We have managed to keep a route mostly clear between here and there. Travel south, staying close to the water. We've taught the roamers that if they get near the shore, they'll end up a few limbs short. Just be careful, they aren't dumb beasts. They'll use tricks to try to get you to move away. Tell me about this rebellion. Bruni looks to the ground. I really should not, Shaper. You should go south and speak with Shaper Duania in Sanru. He seemed to feel strongly that you should only hear about events here from him. All I can say is that a bunch of the gatherers have formed their own camp north of here, and they will not obey the Shaper at all. Greta seems very interested by this, but not shocked. She seems like she would like to meet them. You can tell me... I am glad to know. I will have to speak with the rebels and see what their grievance is. Bruni looks surprised and then a tiny bit hopeful. I am glad to hear that you would consider it, Shaper. The rebels are not bad. Well, I know them. I hope you will hear what they say. Alwyn is irritated. Shaper, they are rebels. Don't let outsiders hear you condone that. Hey, Alwyn? Shut up. If their complaints are completely legitimate, I'm gonna listen to them. I mean, if their complaints are something like, you're making us work too hard when they're working a reasonable amount, then yeah, we're probably going to put them down or do something to stop them. But if their complaint is, there's monsters all over the place and you're not doing anything, that's a completely legitimate complaint! Dude! I know you love the Shapers, but really, there are some things that people have legitimate complaints about. You can tell me more, Bruni. I will make sure you are not punished. You are convincing enough to get out a little more information. The rebels are led by a gatherer named Lankin. He was angry that Shaper Duania wasn't doing more to fight the rogues. They argued, and Lankin punched Duania. Well, that's a pretty big crime, an outsider hitting one of you, so Lankin fled, and all the gatherers went with him, and that's where it stands now. He is right about one thing. Attacking a Shaper is a severe crime. Even the most lenient punishments start out severe. So that's what happened. They do have legitimate complaints, but on the other hand, he did punch a Shaper. We'll have to figure out some way to deal with this. We're going to need to level up our diplomacy in order to make sure this all goes without bloodshed. Bruni continues to speak with you. As he does, he constantly scans the fence to the west and south looking for more rogues. Tell me about this settlement. Well, this is just the docks. This is the easiest place to get boats to and from Greenwood Isle, where you come from. But if it fell to the rogues, it would be a real difficulty. That is why we are here. Can I get back to Greenwood Isle? Of course. We'll keep your boat safe at the docks. As long as we're not slaughtered by monsters, it will be secure. Can I get to any other islands from here? You mean the Isle of Donal, I assume, to the northwest of here? You might be able to get that boat there, but I wouldn't recommend it. The seas are rough, and the waters are full of sharp rocks to the north and south, and you don't look, to be honest, like an experienced sailor. If you wanted to get to the next island, you should go to the docks at the west end of the island. Of course. And they probably won't let us go until we've solved this whole problem. Have the rogues been giving you a lot of trouble? Well, anything that suddenly runs out of the swamp, comes up to you, and jumps at your throat will give you trouble. But it could be a lot worse. The things are very disorganized. They usually attack in ones and twos. This makes sense. Even when they are made to be cunning and self-directing, creations are usually erratic when out of the influence of a Shaper for too long. Do you know where they are all coming from? They seem to be coming from the northwest. There are more of them up there, that is for sure. But we don't have enough troops to go up there, and Shaper Duania hasn't helped. As I was saying, northwest. Are all of the rogues so careless? Oh no. Of course there are a few exceptions, ones who found their natural cunning. Or your kind made them better. Or something. There are 3 of those roamer things that are especially nasty. One of them got one of my soldiers last week. They're different. I've been given bounties to give the soldier that brings one down, but no such luck yet. Tell me about them. Well, they're like the regular roamers, but they are more blue and they spray ice out of their mouths. And they're smarter. They hide and stalk us, and they move around so we can't track them to their lairs. If you kill anything like that, let me know. You can have the bounties. Where can I find these rogues? I don't know. That is a problem. They appear and reappear and move around. They could be anywhere. All I can tell you is how we've been able to tell if one is coming. The air gets colder. That's all for now. Thanks. All the fighters there look okay now.
The Tired Mermaid. An inn? Probably. Looks like it's been abandoned, though. It's unfortunate. Well, let's look around this dock town. Harmony Supplies. Ah! When you enter this woman's shop, she smiles from ear to ear. She seems unnervingly happy for a person in the middle of a war zone. But then this isn't unusual. Many outsiders mistrust the Shapers, but many, many more respect and revere you, almost to the point of worship. This woman is probably just one of those. She jumps to her feet and bows very deeply. I am Arias. Welcome to my humble shop. I assure you that you will find my goods of high quality and my prices for you more than fair. How have things been going here? Oh, not good. There are those monsters everywhere. You've already seen them, yes? And then there's the rebellion. Now, with everything going wrong, this is the time to trust the Shapers, not go against them. It's terrible, but I'm sure you've come to set things to rights. She smiles. Why are you still here? Aren't you scared of the rogues? Her smile flickers for a moment. Of course I am. Who wouldn't be? But someone needs to help keep the stock running. Otherwise, how would supplies get to Greenwood? And in times like this, everyone needs to pull together and be brave and work, and not rebel. Tell me about the rebellion. I don't really know all the details. It has to do with the gatherers, and I don't do much more than trade with them. But as I understand it, one of them, Lankin his name is, got mad that Shaper Duania wasn't doing as much as he thought proper, and got mad. And even, I heard, punched Duania. Can you imagine? What a horrible thing! It's right that Lankin and his thugs ran off into the swamp. They're not fit for civilization. Do you know Lankin? Oh, of course. I've bought from him and his gatherers many times, and sold them goods too. Big, strong, handsome in a way, but stubborn, and we know now, violent and a fool. Tell me about Shaper Duania. He is the lead Shaper on this island. He makes the decisions, and I have never had any reason to question them. Arias stares at you and smiles. She watches your every move, fascinated. She is clearly an experienced merchant and probably a tough negotiator, but she holds you in a bit of awe. What sort of business happens here in normal times? Herbs and mushrooms. The gatherers find them out in the marshes. They get brought back here and dried out in the drying sheds. Then I buy them and arrange their shipping. It's messy, tiring work roaming the swamps, but the pay is good. That's why people do it. What are the herbs and mushrooms used for? Actually, mostly cooking. Something to give food flavor is really valued on the mainland. That actually makes sense. I do remember back during medieval times and even later on, spices, herbs, things like salt and pepper were extremely valuable. But some of the things are useful for making potions, of course. Saltweed and wiry moss, mainly. If you come across any of that, be sure to hang on to it. Where are the drying sheds? There are a few all over the island. The herbs need to be dried out quickly or they spoil. The sheds for the settlement are to the southwest, that way. How much do you pay for herbs? More than anyone else. If you find any bundles of dried herbs, I'll free you from having to carry them around. I pay well. And if you bring me enough, I might come up with a special bounty for you. Well, I think I know where we can grab some, and we'll need to go back to the other isle soon, Greenwood. If we find the right herbs, we'll go back there and solve a little problem. Yeah, that's all there. Let's see, a bit of business. Sell something, nothing we have to sell. What do you have to sell? Living tools, pods, spores, all sorts of stuff like that. Okay. We'll be going back to Greenwood Isle fairly soon, I imagine. Ah, there's a servile working at the docks. Or at least he is doing as much for the docks as he can while cowering back here behind this building. He looks very happy to see a Shaper. He is scared almost completely out of his wits. He walks up to you and starts twitching. Shaper, I am Tick. I am happy to see you. I wish instruction. What is your job here? I sent to help docks. Load boats, unload boats, keep clean, wind up ropes. But nothing to do. No boats. Docks all clean. And now I hide from monsters. Terrible monsters. You can see why Tick is so terrified. Nobody is more scared of rogue creations than serviles. You don't know why this would be. Some glitch in their creation, probably. What has been happening lately? Oh, terrible, Shaper. Creatures come in. Humans kill them. I hide. The thing's always around. I always smell them. I was told to watch docks. So I did. But I always scared. Who told you to stay here? Sanru Servile Keeper. Told me stay. Help docks. Wait for Shaper and new orders. I do orders, Shaper. I really did. What sort of creatures attacked? Don't know. I don't look. I hide. Sorry, Shaper. You wish instruction? Yes, I need to know what to do. Keep working at docks, or go away to where it's safe. His tone of voice makes it clear that he would prefer the second option. I don't have any orders for you yet. Oh, Dick hangs his head. Alright, I'll keep at work. What work there is to do. Not much. We'll hide more too. Let's take a look in here. Interesting. Sure, let's use this. Speed pod and shielding pod. Nice. And in here, that we can leave closed. This contains dried herbs. We can sell those to that person. Whoever abandoned this shop cleaned most of the papers out of this box before he or she fled. One crumpled sheet of parchment, however, was left behind. Remind Dwaynia to enchant my silver necklace when he has the time. Given the Artilla eye I gave you, the magic in the eye should be all that is necessary. A silver necklace and an Artilla eye. That'll be interesting. We'll need to try that, see what it gives. Let's see. Nothing here, it looks like. Also, we have some dried herbs. We'll hand them to her eventually. Let's finish looking around the village here before we go too far away. Sanru south, Donal Docks to the west. Yeah, makes sense. Let's see. It's probably the way out. Yep, Sanru south, Donal Docks west. And what's in this building here that we saw? Just a guard. Don't need to speak with him. Alright, let's take a look. Starting in the northwest, of course. I gotta say, the atmosphere here is a bit creepy. The sound you hear. There's the way out, which leads to Romer Marsh. Oh, that sounds just lovely. And for the record, we are somewhat close to the end of the demo. This right here, in the demo, you can only go up to this area. You can't go past the east side of Harmony Isle. You cannot enter the west side. So as far as we know, it seems Sanru down here is where Dwaynia is. Up here, this little fort here is probably where Lankan is, and the Gatherers, and that's the docks we need to get to. And they said that it seems like there's more of them up in the northwest, up here. Also, Harmony Isle looks like a bunny. I just want to get it out there. Harmony Isle is a damn rabbit. Right, back into this area. Let's see. They said that the drying sheds were down here, so we'll probably find some stuff. Some things to look at. Just ahead, you can see drying sheds. This is where fresh herbs from the swamps are dried out so they can be transported. You had to work in a shed like this one during your training, learning about the properties of plants and mosses. The guards don't patrol back here. It's very quiet out here. Or mostly quiet. As you look around, you could swear that you hear a long, low growl. Oh dear. Drying sheds, yep. Something tells me there's gonna be a few creations here. Yep, there's one! Hello! These roamers are kinda strong. We'll need to level up our, combat abilities a bit. Or get something stronger. Why did it have a spray crystal? Oh geez, there's a lot of them. Okay, you know what, you guys? Come back, draw them to us. Just like that. See? That'll be good. This'll work. Stab and stab. There's another. And there. Those roamers are now all dead. Ooh, and one dropped a gemstone. Nice. Let's clear out the rest of the area around the drying sheds. I don't want to go into a drying shed only to be ambushed right at the door. Looks like that might have been all of it, though. Yeah, that's all of them. Alright, let's take a look in the drying sheds. Yep, dried herbs. Take all we can. And sell them. We're not stealing them. I mean, they're not marked as not mine. We're just... When we hand them in, we're getting paid for... You know... Bringing them to the person. Yeah, we're being paid for collecting them, that's all. That's all. And venom baton, living tool, and a couple of spray crystals. That's probably more spray crystals than we're gonna need. A couple venom thorns. Okay. I don't know where we're going to find the saltweed we need. We'll find it somewhere. We might have to buy a bit. For now, though, let's sell these dried herbs. Nope, not in there. Up in here. Actually, you know what? We have the extra living tools. Let's open that other one. What's in here? Wiry moss. That's not what we needed, but we'll save that. Yeah, it was saltweed that we needed, wasn't it? To cure Torsten? I'm pretty sure it was saltweed. Damn it, I forgot to save. I didn't realize it didn't say. Okay. We'll wait until we get some saltweed. Come on, come on. Hello. I have some dried herbs to sell you. And... ooh. Arias eagerly takes the herbs and counts out coins for them. Thank you, Shaper. Now a few more rich people on the mainland won't be forced to endure bland meals. Yeah, well, good for them. Now let's sell that gemstone. And... you know what? I'm gonna make a quick trip to the other isle. Right after we take a look down to the south. Because this is one of the frustrating things about the third game. Specifically, you can't really travel across every single area as easily. Oh sure, I can travel from the Romer Marsh to Harmony East Docks to the Swampy Shore just like that. But I can't travel over to Greenwood Isle. If I want to get to Greenwood Isle, I have to go into the Harmony East Docks, run through the entire area, get on the boat, arrive in Fort Kentia, run through Fort Kentia to an exit, and then go to a location on Greenwood Isle. And it gets even more annoying as you go to more areas. There are 5 islands, and you have to do that for everything. So if you want to go from one end to the other, let's say you're in Greenwood Isle. You gotta go to Fort Kentia, run through Fort Kentia, get on the boat, arrive in the Harmony East Docks, run to the exit of the Harmony East Docks, run through to the West Docks of Harmony Isle, run through that region to the boat, get on the boat, arrive in the docks in Donal Isle, run through those docks in Donal Isle, and then go to wherever you want to go. And then if you want to go to the further islands, you gotta go through all that again. All honesty, Geneforge 3 is really annoying when it comes to traveling through areas. Geneforge 4 and 5 are a lot easier. They do have one thing that's kind of like this in each of those games, but fortunately it's only one area. And while it does get a little tedious, it's nowhere near as tedious as this is. So at least there's that. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick trip, gather up those herbs, and find out exactly what we're going to need. Also, there was something else I said I was going to do. What was it again? Oh, yeah! In order to save on that kind of stuff, I'm going to pick up all the stuff I stored in Fort Kentia and bring it over here. Store it in one of the buildings in the Harmony East Docks. That'll make traveling and collecting things a lot easier. Actually, now that I think about it, there's one more thing I want to try. We're stronger now. We can probably survive maybe the first level of this. So... let's actually find out. Ah! No! Oh, jeez. Maybe we can't. Ow! Okay, I guess I was wrong. This testing golem is surprisingly strong. Ow! Ow! Jeez, how strong is this thing? Yeah, this isn't gonna work. I didn't expect it to be that hard. Well, that was surprising. Still, at least we know we still need to get a lot bloody stronger to defeat that thing. I mean, holy crap. Regardless, I managed to grab all the stuff I had, grabbed those dried herbs I had down there, and I stored all the stuff we had up in this building right here, the abandoned herb shop. Also cleaned up the floor a bit, picked up all the papers and random trash that was left on the floor, and stored it in one of the bowls there. Whatever it was. Still, next episode, we'll make our way to Sanru. I mean, we do know that's the way we need to go, so we'll make our way there. That'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chessrook44. That is Evan L1 that is Evan L1 Greta, Vavik, and Min. This has been a Geneforge 3 Let's Play, and I will see you all next time.